Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. So, have you ever heard the phrase too much month and not enough money? Well, that's what happens when you have more expenses than income. And as you make more income, you'll be tempted by offers to get more debt. And as you get more debt, you just add a couple payments here and there. And suddenly, you might not be able to make it at the end of the month because there's just too much month and not enough money. Right. So, what we're going to do is learn how to pay off debt today with something called velocity banking. What is velocity banking? All it is a debt payoff strategy where you throw all of your money into something called a line of credit. That's all velocity banking is. All right. So this is what we're gonna do is copy and paste all of our expenses. And remember, this is a debt payoff strategy. So in our expense breakdown, we have to list every single debt that we have, every single one. Okay. We got auto loan, student loan, mortgage, and a couple of credit cards. And here's the secret to this. Number one is we don't save money. And then number two is we dump all of our money into our debt with the help of a line of credit. What's a line of credit that you ask? You may ask. It is a financial tool where you could borrow money, pay back, and then use it over and over again. That's what a line of credit is. Okay. Line of credit, lock. Okay. So a credit card is technically a line of credit. And I have, I think, over 21 credit cards. I think. Okay. I have 21, 21 credit cards. Oh my goodness. Do I have 22? I don't even know anymore. See, once you get skilled at this game, you won't even remember. It's like I got too much money and not enough month, right? So yeah, that's where I'm at. I have over $579,000 in lines of credit. $579,000 in lines of credit. And you want to know how to get these lines of credit? Well, you just have to get the money before you need it because banks don't lend money to people who need it. They don't, right? They don't they don't they don't lend money to people who need. I know it's crazy. They don't lend money to people who need it. But that's how I got over $579,000 in lines of credit. And I got all types of credit, credit cards, personal lines, home equity lines, business credit cards. I got them all, right? I don't have a business line of credit though because I'm a little cheap and I don't want to pay the origination fee that usually business lines of credit has, and they only like have a lifespan of a couple of years, right? So you always got to refinance your line of credit. I don't know if you knew that. Just like a HELOC only has, I don't know if lifespan is the right word, but they call it the draw period of only like 10 years, and then you got to get a new HELOC right after. All right, well, so let's go ahead and get started. And we're just going to assume that we have a $100,000 home equity line of credit. And you might be like, whoa, that's so much. But to me, I'm like, that's not enough, you know? 100, $280,000 home equity line of credit. I could literally go to the bank's website, click a button, and then they'll drop 280,000 in my lock line of credit. All right. So this is what we're gonna do here. And yeah, so we're gonna move these credit cards into the line of credit, and we're gonna have an idea called cash flow. So what we're gonna do is put the entire paycheck into the line of credit, take our expenses out of the line of credit, and then after every single month, the balance of the line of credit will go down by our cash flow. And we're gonna start with the credit cards first, right? So 5, 8, 15, 27. So we'll count or sum how much credit card debt we have. So we have $55,000 of credit card debt. So if we move this credit card debt right here, 55,000, guess what happens? Oh my goodness. These four go to zero. Zero, 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 zero. And so now our entire paycheck, the $6,500 goes into the line. And then as we have to pay our expenses, then 4,724 gets out of line. And so now we went from more month than money to more money than month. Right? See how easy that is? I can't believe how easy this is. Okay. And so now this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this, and then we're going to take the previous month's balance plus the previous month's interest minus whatever cash flow we have, 1775.3. And then what we're going to do is take the average daily balance, average right here, multiply by the interest rate. And you know what's crazy? I actually did this in a session one-on-one Zoom call, and I actually calculated that the line of credit interest rate was 93% rather than 9.3%. And I found out that I screwed up. And when we did 93%, like I'm literally not kidding, we were going to pay off the line of credit in 8 months. And when we did 9.3%, it was paying off in 6 months. I don't know how that works. I got to check my math again. But when I did it with an actual real life case study, I mistyped a zero and I put a line of credit that had a 93% interest rate and it paid off in 8 months. I was like, what the F? Right? How did I do that? So business and glossy banking, folks. You know how to do that. It's like you can make pretty dumb decisions. You know what I'm saying? All right. So point zero, and I'm not saying go ahead and make dumb decisions, but 93% interest rate. I must have been asleep. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Paycheck in, expenses out. Paycheck in, expenses out. And then, right, and then I'm going to do copy and paste. And then we see that in 35 months, we paid off all that sweet, sweet credit card debt, 55,000. So let's put in our milestone right here, milestone 55K and 35 months. Okay, sweet. And then now, okay, we got to figure out after 35 months what's the balance of the debt. So it's 35, 35, 35, 35. And then right here, 11 grand, okay, we're going to move this 11 grand. This is the auto loan into the line of credit. Now, why are we moving this 11 grand instead of focusing on the 6% student loan? Because we are thinking of purely in terms of cash flow. Okay. So if we think right is look at this right here, look at this. I pay 11 grand, I get 460 in my cash flow back. I pay 34 grand, I get 500, almost $500 in my cash flow back. This gives me more bang for my buck. Therefore, I'm going to move this, even though this has a lower interest rate than this, because we're thinking about the whole rather than just the sum of the individual parts, right? So let me go ahead and do this, and we're gonna go ahead right here and then Control V and then do this, and then now we're gonna add plus 11024.64. Okay, and I am going to do this. This is 0, and this is going to be 55 plus 25, 80K, 35 months. Okay. Well, actually, not 35 months. What am I doing? Am I high? All right, 80K. And did I put the new cash flow in? So 17, no, I did not. So what's our new cash flow? It is 2235.6. So 2235.6. And I'm going to just do this right here. And then we're going to replace our cash flow because we just immediately increased it to 2235.6. All right. And then we see here that in month 40, whoa, it's paid off. Look at that. So month 40, 80K in, 5 more months. Excellent. Excellent. All right. All right, exactly. That's what Homer says when you're trying to imitate Mr. Burns if you don't know what I'm talking about. All right, so now 40 months. 40 months. This is 0. This is 40, 40. And then now we pay off this 32 grand because it's going to pay us the most cash flow. Now I'm going to tell you something. If there's a huge interest rate difference between the loan and the line, it's probably not recommended to move the line or the loan into a line of credit, right? So you'll probably get you more bang for your buck by doing what we call chunking, which is just moving the loan into pieces. So let me be a little bit lazy with this student loan first. So I'm just going to go right here. And I'm going to move this into the line of credit. Okay, so I'm going to do this. And then this is going to be plus 32874.32. All right. And then this is going to be 0. And then we get an extra $500 in our cash flow. And let's see how long it takes us to pay off the student loan. All right. So we're going to do this right here. So minus 2735.19. All right. And then I'm going to do this right here. And then in 53 months, this is all paid off, right? 53 months. Okay. So now this is 80 plus 45, and then it's 125K. All right. And then this is going to be 40 plus, whoopsie. Did I just say 53 months? 53 months. All right, 53 months. All right. All right, so now let's do this 53 months, 53 months. And then now what we got to do is after 53 months, tackle on the mortgage. So 53 months. Okay. Now, I was going to do this the last video, but I totally forgot to. But there's two options that you might think about. One of them is, should you move this entire balance that's 3% interest into a line of credit? The answer is usually no. And the reason why you don't do that is because you have to pay $270,000 to only get $1,200 of cash flow back. And if the interest rate is so low and you're moving into a low interest rate to a high interest rate, you're going to pay a lot more than necessary. Okay, so let me open up the Velocity Banking Calculator and show you. Okay, so we have our velocity banking calculator here. And if you don't know where I learned this from Renatus. So just a quick plug. If you want to learn things in addition to velocity banking, click the Google form link below. Other than that, wait, is there anything else? Oh, yeah, I make money, give me money. Click the Google form link below. Full disclosure. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. So this is a first lien HELOC replacement. And so as you can see right here, if I replace this entire loan, 270,000 with a line of credit, look at this, I pay 92 grand of interest. But if I do small chunks, right? 7,000, 7,000, right? Not the whole thing, just small chunks, rinse and repeat over and over again. 27 grand, and it's 6.3 years. See how much of a big difference, bigly difference, okay? Big difference that makes. And so how does this look in kind of practice? Well, you're just doing $7,000 chunks. So as you just kind of move small pieces to the line and then rinse and repeat over and over again. So plus 7,000, right? And then you see that in 2 months it got paid off, and then you just rinse and repeat over and over again. And maybe this one will take 2 more months, and so on and so forth, right? And yeah, that's pretty much it. So 6.3 years. And look at that. All right. So I'm going to go right here, and I'm just going to do 53 divided by 12 plus 6.3. So that, how much is that? 10.7 years. That's a world record. And usually when we do these, we take 7 to 8 years to pay off all our debts, right? But this one just took 10, right? And again, this isn't just the mortgage, this is everything. You ever hear like those velocity banking videos, like pay off your mortgage in 7 to 10 years, right? And we pay off all of our debt, including the mortgage, in 7 to 10 years. This one is like the longest time frame I've seen in a long time. So let me just do this right here. So this is going to be 425K and 10.7 years, and we're good. We're good. So now we got plenty of money and too little month, which is a nice problem to have. It's a nice problem to have. All right, well, that's it, folks. Korean Atlanta Mentorship, just another Velocity Banking review. Have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.